We received an update about Ranked yesterday, and there are 4 major changes coming to Ranked over the next few seasons, so I want to talk about Ranked 3.0 and everything that's coming. One of the biggest changes happening to Ranked next season is the new operator ban phase. At the beginning of the game, you'll no longer ban 2 operators each. Instead, the attackers and defenders will ban 1 operator at the start of the game at the exact same time, so you won't know who each person has banned until you reveal together. Now, this operator ban system is significantly going to impact Ranked. Once you've played the first round, you'll then both ban another 1 operator each. The same as after the 3rd round, you will ban another operator each. Then they will reset when you switch sides, and you'll go through the same process. If each team selects different operators for their bans, so for example, if your team decided to ban Mute, Bandit and Kaid on defense, and then you banned Ashe, Thermite and Osa on attack, and then the enemy team banned, I don't know, Clash, Oryx and Goyo, and, oh god, having to think of bans off the top of my head, Brava, Capital and Gridlock, then that means that 12 operators have been banned throughout that game. But previously, it would just be 4, but now 12 different operators can be banned per game. If your game goes to overtime, the operator ban system will reset once again, and I do not know if you can actually ban an operator during overtime. Over a year ago, in April 2024, when I was first shown Siege X when I was in Montreal, they did mention, however, overtime, you cannot have an operator banned, but I don't know if it was 4-4 match point overtime, so the 9th round, there are no operator bans, or if it's for all of overtime, there are no operator bans. My assumption is probably you'll ban each on round 1 of overtime and then round 2 on overtime, and then if it's them 4-4, there'll be no operator banned for the final round. I would personally love to see 0 operators banned for all of overtime. I think that would actually really shake up the game, and I don't think it would be a bad shake up of the game because it means that people will have to be able to counter all operators in higher lobbies because they can't rely on banning them. Now, I don't know how I feel about the new operator ban system, I'm not going to lie. I am in 2 minds about it. I think it will 100% significantly impact Ranked more than people think. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I also think that people are going to target ban top players or top fraggers. For example, if you are going against somebody who you know is very good, you might automatically target people who they play a lot. Or you might be reckless, run into a bunch of Capcan traps in 1 round and then rage ban him the next round. I think that caters for bad players and punishes good players, in my opinion. However, I also see the benefit from it because this is going to bring a whole new level of skill for Ranked that we previously haven't seen. And if you know that the site might be a particular site, you can then target ban based on that site. For example, let's look at Nighthaven Labs. The default site is top floor, so you might ban an operator knowing that you're probably going to be attacking top floor. Say you lose that round and you know the defenders are 99% likely going to now be bottom floor, you might ban Tuberel so they cannot bandit trick the wall with Tuberel, as that's a really common and easy place that you can Tuberel trick. So I think it's going to add an extra level of strategy to Ranked, especially in higher level lobbies, because you then might decide as the defenders, they're going to expect us to go on this site. So let's pick the tertiary site and play it this way because they're not going to be prepared for it. And yes, obviously there's an attacker repick, that's a thing for everybody, but the bans happen before they know what site you are. And I think with that in mind, there are definitely benefits to the new operator banning system, but I can also see several negatives with it too. Either way, this is a very big change coming in the future to Ranked. Another big change coming to Ranked is that players will now have to pay for Ranked. If you don't already own Siege, Siege is going free to play, but it means if you've never played Siege before, you will have to pay for the privilege of playing Ranked. You will only be able to play casual playlists in the free-to-play mode and only have so many operators, then you'll have to pay the rest, which means that if you have a Smurf account that you make new and fresh, you'll have to play for Ranked every single time. In my opinion, this is a good thing for multiple reasons. The first one is it's going to bring new players into Siege, which is fantastic. I think players trying out Siege, if they like it or not, and then paying for Ranked or the full version, that's a really good thing. And in theory, it should also reduce smurfing to an extent, but there is a big but coming. This is only beneficial if the anti-cheat is improved and gets better, because if not, standard and quick match, well, it's going to be unranked now, is going to be infested with cheaters because it's free for them to play and they can probably test their cheating software more because they don't have to pay for a copy of the game or whatever. So this will only be good if they can sort out the whole cheating situation, as it got a lot better for a couple of seasons. For about 6 months, cheating hasn't been that bad. I'm not saying it didn't exist, definitely existed still, but it's been a lot better until a few weeks ago, and now it's awful again. My assumption to it being awful again is because all of the resources are all going into SiegeX, which means that other places are slipping. So I'm going to guess that we haven't had many updates for the anti-cheat because they just haven't had the capacity to do it. That is just an assumption. It's not confirmed anywhere, but I feel like that might be the case. Another change that's happened with Ranked, which got confirmed recently by Siege Dev Christopher Budgeon, who is who I done the Q&A with in June 4th last year. Previously, during that Q&A, he said that long queue times make your games harder because when you queue, let's say you're gold, when you first queue, you'll queue for gold only. Then after 30 seconds, your skill will relax and then you will then queue silver, golds and plats. It will then relax again, and it will keep relaxing every 30 seconds to a minute that your queue expands. I can't remember if it was 30 seconds or a minute, to the point where you might be gold, but you're searching for coppers and champs and everything in between. Don't get me wrong, it might not have been as drastic as that or that much of a difference, but he did confirm that longer queue times will absolutely make your games harder. However, that is not the case anymore. Long queue times are now recommended, and Siege devs now ask you to not cancel your queue. The Siege devs have seen many people say that they would rather wait longer for games but have a more competitive, fair and better quality game. The Siege devs have listened to this feedback that they have seen a lot, and they now say that if you are queuing a game, your queue times are likely to now be longer, but your game will be more fair and more competitive. This will affect higher lobbies more than lower lobbies, so this will affect Diamond and Champs more, but they have asked you not to cancel the queue because they actually use the metric for something. I can't remember what they said, but they said that, yeah, don't cancel the queue and wait for a better quality game. My only issue with that is sometimes I'm pretty sure lobbies or queues do get bugged, and even if you waited for an hour, you still wouldn't get a game. Please correct me if a Siege dev watches this and that's been fixed, but as far as I'm aware, that is a bug. Like, I've had to wait in a queue once for half an hour, and I was just curious to see how far I'd let it go, and after half an hour I was definitely bored, so I cancelled the queue, re-queued, and within 2 minutes I found a game. So that queue was genuinely bugged. So I'm not sure if that bug is still fixed. Sometimes you genuinely might have to cancel the queue. I imagine it shouldn't take longer than 20 minutes to find a high quality game, because if it took longer than 20 minutes, I still don't think that's worth the wait. Even if the game's more high quality and better, 20 minutes for a game is less than ideal in my opinion. However, I am curious on your opinion. Would you be happy to wait 20 minutes for a game at a time if it meant that every game that you get is high quality, more competitive and more fair? Another huge change coming to Rank, this isn't coming on the 10th of June with the launch of SiegeX, but it is coming in the future, is a brand new rank. And this will be a top tier rank, most likely higher than Champ. When I got to ask Christopher Budgeon myself, will a new rank be added to the game for players higher than Champ? He replied back saying that it is something that they're looking at. They weren't actively working on it at the time, however. But they said that they know there's an appetite for a more competitive rank and they are aware of it, and it's something they'll look at in the future. And although at the time it wasn't something they're working on, that was nearly a year ago now, so it's something that I assume will be in the works soon. I don't think it will come with SiegeX this season, as in June 10th. I don't think it will come in year 10, but I do think it will come in year 11, and I think that's something that will be quite exciting. I think the anti-cheat still needs work, and it feels pointless bringing this in whilst the anti-cheat isn't perfect. Not that it'll ever be perfect, but better, I guess. Especially because elo trapping is the worst it's been in a long time right now, and so if everybody got, or if say it was a top 500 rank, everybody in it would be elo trappers or cheaters, and that would be pointless. So we do know there will be a new rank added to the game. My assumption is that it will be top 500, because originally when Champ came out, it was for top 500. I think, was it like that back in the day? I think it might have been top 500, or people asked for it to be. I don't remember, but I assume it will be top 500 anyway. So although that's not coming yet, we know it's coming in the future. These are 4 big changes that are happening or have happened to Ranked already. And with that included, with all of the changes that we've had to Ranked 2.0 since its release, this, in my opinion, forms Ranked 3.0. As by the time that all of these have been implemented, there have been 10 big things added to Ranked 2.0 that, in my opinion, is enough to constitute it as Ranked 3.0. The thing with Ranked 3.0 is it's not going to be the transition like Ranked 2.0 and 1.0 was. It was very black and white, night and day between Ranked 1.0 and Ranked 2.0, whereas Ranked 3.0 is a very gradual transition from 2.0 to 3.0. We have had the addition of the Phantom Player. We have had dynamic matchmaking, which is one of the ones still being worked on right now. It's kind of introduced and kind of not introduced. We've also had skill initialization, which will allow players to stop smurfing and boosting. We've had so much protection added to Ranked. We've also had, trying to think off the top of my head, I should have written all these down. We've also added something that will allow people from different regions to not have to wait so long for a game. And I really can't remember what they called it, but they did add that into the game. I'm sorry, I can't remember what that was called. Interestingly, they've also come out and admitted that the matchmaking is broken. I've made multiple videos on it on YouTube as well as another platform, and I've constantly said for the last season or 2 that the matchmaking is so bad, it's the worst it's ever been, and they have come out and said, yep, we agree, it's bad, we know it's bad, and we're fixing it. We've been tweaking it every week and we're still working on it, but we've seen that more games are going to 4.0 and they shouldn't be, as more should go to overtime, or it should be an equal amount, and they've admitted that it's broken and they are currently working to fix it. So at least they've finally admitted it. To be transparent and come out and say that they've admitted it, this is a step in a very good direction, and I'm very happy that they've said that, and this is great. I can also say with certainty that we will never get placements back. I don't know if we'll ever be able to see our hidden MMR. I don't think that one is necessarily set in stone. I wonder if we not complain about it enough, but share our concerns of it enough that maybe one day we will be able to see our hidden MMR, because when it comes to rank 2.0, that's the main issue with it. People not being able to see their rank, their actual rank, and so they get confused as to why they're gold playing with champ, but are they a real champ, or are they a real gold, or are they actually a champ and a champ, or are they 2 golds, or is it actually broken? Like, that's what causes most of the questions. So hidden MMR is something that I'm still not on board with. I don't like it. I hope we get to see our hidden MMR in the future. I personally don't think that your actual rank should ever be hidden from you, because that's not competitive at all, in my opinion. How are you meant to improve or see your improvement? I just think that whole idea is not good. But placements will not return. I don't think having skill restriction will ever return either, especially now we have the Phantom Player too. As if we had skill restriction where a champ couldn't play with a plat, does it mean your visual rank champ couldn't play with a visual plat, or is it your hidden skill champ couldn't play with a hidden skill plat? And if it was based on hidden skill, which I assume it would be because that's your actual rank, you'd never be able to know if you could play with your friends or not until you actually tried to queue and played ranked and be like, no, you can't play. Then you'd have to test every single person who you're trying to play with, because you wouldn't know, because it wouldn't tell you who is out of the skill zone. So I don't think that will ever return personally. But with all of the things that they are adding to Ranked 2.0 to essentially make it Ranked 3.0, and hopefully there'll be even more in the future, that I have hopes that Ranked will get better. It will never go back to Ranked 1.0, but I do think we'll get all of the best of Ranked 1.0 and 2.0 combined. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with this, but I actually personally think that placement games were a bad thing of Ranked 1.0. I know loads of people say they want it back, but I genuinely think that that was a bad part of Ranked 1.0, and I think that's a good thing that's gone, personally. As soon as we find out any more things about Ranked, I will let you guys know. I'm assuming that we will see some stuff in the Year 10 roadmap next weekend. And if we do, I'll have a video ready for you guys. But I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I'm not sure how.
I thought I hit him there.
I'm not sure what we're supposed to do here. Where was he, Nog?
Middle of sight on B.
Going into him. Going. Oh,
One
he ran
friendly
out.
operator remaining.
Let's try.
TNT.
Eliminated.
Let's try. We're gonna struggle.